One other thing I want to talk about too, uh, before I go in this house on Cole's porch. Miley Cyrus, right? She was dating Liam Hemsworth or whatever his name is, on and off for some years. They would break up, get back together, break up, get back together, whatever. So finally, they decided to get married last year in December, and they actually separated. I want to say back in June or something of this year. So the marriage lasted roughly 6 months, maybe. Um, and Liam has filed for divorce. Miley, for those of y'all that don't know her too well, she's vacillated back and forth between liking girls and liking guys or whatever, right? So she said that in order for her to be with Liam, she had to change too much of who she is, and it made her unhappy. Um, I've also heard Jada speaking on her relationship with Will and saying how she had to revamp herself, how she had to change her whole way of thinking and her whole way of doing things and different things like that in order to be with Will and for them to work and for them to be happy and this all this that and the third. So my question or thought on that is like, should you have to change who you are at the core to be with somebody? I do believe that there should be some change and growth in people in relationships, but when you have to twist yourself inside out or become a pretzel to be with somebody or to be happy with somebody, I think that's when that might not be the relationship or the situation for you. I was talking with my parents earlier, and my dad, of course, is like, well, God requires growth. He requires you to grow in Him. Because I was saying that, you don't marry somebody expecting them to grow and change. You marry them for who they are right now at this very moment if they never change. Because you can't predict who somebody's going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You just can't. His stance on it was that you do marry with the expectation that people will grow and change, because God requires you to grow and change in Him. When you make the decision to follow Christ, He expects you to grow and to change and to develop. So my dad was saying that in a relationship, He expects that. And I was talking to somebody else about that, and they were saying like, yeah, like only a fool will marry somebody and not expect them to grow and change. And I'm not saying that like you shouldn't grow and change, because everybody should want to grow and change and get better. But it's like, I always give the example, if you marry a stripper, don't expect her to stop stripping tomorrow unless y'all had that conversation before y'all got married. You married a stripper. Like, expect her to continue to keep stripping till she gets tired of stripping, until she want to change. If you married a chick that likes to be promiscuous, you would hope that she would be faithful, you know what I'm saying? But know that that's who you married. And so, I don't know. What y'all think? I just feel like you can't predict who somebody gonna be 5 years from now. All you do know for sure is who they got right now in this moment. And if they somebody that pop off, or somebody that, like to smoke weed or like to get drunk or whatever, like, don't expect that in 5 years that they ain't gonna be popping off, smoking weed and getting drunk. That's all I'm saying. So you would hope that they wouldn't be in 5 years, but you don't know. So if you're marrying a popping off, weed smoking drunkard, expect them to be a popping off, weed smoking drunkard 10 years from now. Y'all can chime in on the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Should you have to change who you are at the core to be with a person? Should you be with somebody expecting them to grow and change into somebody different? Or should you be with and marry somebody expecting them to be who they are right now at this very moment? Let me know what y'all think. Alright? Cole's Porch. Holla at your girl.